So I know as a photographer, your big goal always is to travel the world. In everything I've ever done, it's always been exciting to be asked to leave the state of Nevada, the city of Reno, to go and do work somewhere else. And I know at the beginning of my career, I was gung-ho to go anywhere, almost to the point of even just doing the shoot wedding event for free as long as they got me there, because I felt like if I was a traveling photographer, I made it in the biz. And I want to talk to you guys how wrong I was and how maybe traveling while being a working photographer isn't the best thing for you. And I'll give you guys some tips on ways to work around that right now. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is Jeramie with Jeramie Photography. Thank you so much for tuning in. Guys, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Video helps you anyway, give a thumbs up, and then click that bell for notifications. It'll tell you every time I come on. So guys, I've been shooting for about 13 years now, and the more that I shoot, the longer that I'm in it, the more I value my time off. Don't get me wrong, I love shooting, I love working. I'm still, amazed that I'm able to take pictures for a living and network and work with people all over the world, and it's awesome. I have retainer clients that travel me all over the world. I have people that I've met here or somewhere else, and they're flying me out to shoot weddings in other countries. And it's great, but it's always a drag doing that, because the stress of doing that and the cost of doing that never actually benefits me as a photographer. I'd rather just shoot a wedding here. Now, here's the question I get asked a lot is, Jeramie, how do you price people that want to take you out of the state, out of the country, out of whatever? If I live in Reno, if somebody wants to take me to New York to shoot their wedding, I will totally say yes. And the old Jeramie, when I was a new photographer, would have been like, oh my God, I would love to go. I want to make this work. I really do. So I'm happy to take a discount or make a discount, because I know you have to fly me there. I know you have to give me a room. I know you have to give me a vehicle to travel around in. So I'll discount it. And the reason I did that, and the reason that you guys are doing that, is because you're always so concerned that people are going to see the cost and not book you and take you there, and you're going to lose out on actually shooting that wedding and then calling yourself a destination photographer. It sucks. I know I did it, but ultimately the nostalgia, or the what's that word of it? The the word that makes it seem like it is amazing but really not is in play. I don't know what word it is. Guys, I used to charge nothing. In fact, I even did one wedding a year where I did it for free, and it was fun. Like, I would be able to go and, let's say, shoot a wedding in Mexico or a wedding in Hawaii. I would shoot the wedding for free. They'd get a $3,500 package from me, and in turn, they would have to get me a room for 2 nights, fly me there and my wife there, because my wife was my assistant, and that's it. I shot their wedding, and cool, it's a trade. For me, it was like a vacation trade, but it wasn't, because anytime I go and shoot a wedding anywhere or an event anywhere, I'm hauling my gear. I'm taking all my stuff with me. I'm worried about things getting stolen. I'm worrying about my tripod bag. While I'm there, I'm worrying about shooting it. And so I'm going to put you in that situation and talk to you about pricing. So you get to shoot a wedding in Cabo, right? You go to Cabo. The wedding is on a Friday. You really need to get there on a Wednesday, just in case something happens on a Thursday, and you obviously don't want to get there Friday morning. So you get there on a Thursday or a Wednesday. They end up paying for your room Thursday night and Friday night, because you need those 2 nights paid. But then you maybe want to stay a couple more days. It's going to end up costing you a little bit more. Yes, the wedding's kind of paid for, but you're losing out on other time. You forget about your travel time. So I get there on a Wednesday. I'm freaking out. I prep on a Thursday. Thursday, I kind of walk around looking at the locations, trying to figure out my day. Friday, I get up and I do the shoot. I do the wedding. I shoot the wedding for the entire day. And then everybody knows how tired you are on Saturday. It's actually not bad being in Cabo, being tired. That one wedding, whether you gifted $3,500 or not, it just costs you 5 days of work. And although it may feel like a vacation, it may feel like you have downtime, if you're a busy entrepreneur like I am, it makes it very difficult for you to bounce back, and it makes it very difficult for you to actually sit there and relax, not bring your computer and do what you have to do. Knowing that now, knowing that how I used to charge and literally would lose money, because money is time. Every day that I'm away from something, I could be working. In fact, right now I'm traveling to Tahoe to do a photo shoot. I'm double dutying by making this video so that I have some content for you guys. But ultimately, this one shoot in Tahoe is about an hour and a half away. I get an hour and a half to drive there. I shoot for an hour, and then I get an hour and a half to drive back to whatever location, let's say home. But theoretically, that's 3 hours of drive time, when if I would have just booked 3 shoots in Reno back to back in the same area, instead of making, let's say, $500 for this shoot, I could have made an additional $1,500 if it was closer to home. So I have a travel rate that takes me up to Tahoe. Now, if you're doing destination weddings, how to price a destination wedding is the title of this video. First things first, your rate is your rate. You're gonna have your packages, you're gonna have your rate, that doesn't change. Let's say it's $5,000 to shoot a wedding, they get you for the entire day, they get a timeline, they get an album, they get a print credit, it comes with your assistant and all that. They also need to take care of your room for at least 2 nights. The farther it is, the more nights it is, right? So I would say no more than 3 nights. I need to get there, if it's a Saturday wedding, I need to get there Thursday. I wanna get there Thursday morning, afternoon. So I need the room for a Thursday night, Friday night, and then the wedding is Saturday, so I need a room for Saturday night, and then I will do whatever I want, go home on Sunday. Let's say that. So you need a room for at least 3 nights. You need a way to get to the wedding and back and forth. And no, having somebody drive you around, pick you up at the airport, Ubering doesn't really cut it, because you have your gear. If you're like me, you have at least 2 bags plus your clothing bags that you can do it. Yes, you can tighten everything up, but why do you have to do that? Why would you want to do that? So I need a vehicle, something that will take me and my assistant, our stuff, wherever we need to go. Because as we know, a lot of weddings, sometimes it's multiple locations, sometimes it's 1 location, sometimes 3 locations. I need to get to my hotel I need to get to, I need to move around. Yes, I've shot some weddings where I've had chauffeurs. We've had people take us back and forth to save a little bit of money, and guess what happened on those times? I was late to where I needed to go. The shuttle wasn't there. The person driving didn't know where we went, and ended up us being late and looking like fools. So you have your gas, your car rental, whatever it is, you have your hotel, and you have to get there. So your flight has to include you getting there and back for you and your assistant. Guys, people have to love what you do in order for you to be able to travel and do this stuff. You have to have proven yourself to them that they go, you know what? No matter what, we want you at our wedding. We want you at our event. We've seen what you can do. We trust you. It's so important that you build this reputation for yourself, that if people are going to spend an extra $3,000 on top of your package, that you're able to go. It's fun to travel. It's fun to shoot different locations. But I always tell photographers that do this, try not to make it a work/vacation time for yourself. Meaning that, hey, I don't get to go on many vacations. I'm going to Cabo. Why not just make it a 3-day and then add 3 days on top of it to go and work and hang out? Although in theory it sounds smart and it sounds like the thing to do, you're losing time. Your mindset is stressing over the actual wedding, the shoot, where you're not actually doing the relaxing that you need to do. I'm even happy just taking a 6-day trip to Cabo and not working, rather than shooting a wedding on destination and taking my family with me. And that's the other thing. If you had a family, it'd be a whole other thing as well. So when you price, so the last thing I'll tell you is weddings, you're gonna add something called a per diem. And guys, I want you to take that into effect, where we kind of talked about the drive to Tahoe and back. When I'm shooting a wedding, I have 2 days of travel time. And even though I am traveling to a place, maybe I can do my laptop, maybe I can get food or do whatever, I'm spending more time and money away from my normal setup. Meaning if you were just at home or your office, you can edit, you can work, you can see your stuff, and you're not out of the way. But being able to take your laptop and edit is great, but you're doing something different. It's gonna slow you down. Instead of being able to the grocery store, run to the fridge, make your food for the day, you're gonna have to start eating out. You're gonna have to start eating at McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, or something where you're spending a little bit extra money where you normally wouldn't have if you're shooting a local wedding. If I'm shooting a wedding down the street, I shoot a wedding, I get to go home and eat, I get to pack my lunch, I get to do whatever you want. When I'm doing a destination wedding, I don't get those options. So we add what's called a per diem. A per diem is extra money that I would not have had to spend if I was home. Sometimes a per diem can be 50, sometimes it would be 100. I have a flat rate of $50 per day, which is nothing, which is very low, and I'm considering raising that. $50 per day per person, meaning if I'm shooting a destination wedding, that minimum 3 days that they're having me, the per diem goes $100 a day for 3 days. The wedding is just 1 day. The travel, the flight, and the gas, or in the hotel room are all separate as well. And so it gets costly. But again, I do it a ton of times because people love what I do. They love who I am and they trust me. And ultimately, those make for greater weddings to shoot. So if you're looking at charging for a destination wedding, please do not sell yourself short. Please charge accordingly. I will also tell you that resorts in Cabo and Puerto Vallarta are charging $7,500 to $8,000 to have a photo team there that's already on resort. And people are paying this because they think that that's the way to go. Well, if you can tell somebody you're $5,000 and it'll only take them $2,000 or so to get you there and do everything, maybe you can book more trips to Cabo and Puerto Vallarta and have your full rate. But please do not discount your rate. Please do not discount what you do just because you get to travel. It's not that great. I'd rather just spend that extra money that I'm losing from traveling and just booking my own trip somewhere else. Guys, I hope that makes sense. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to continue my drive. I will talk to you guys next time. Adios. Adios, belitos.